Hello, everybody. My name is Dave Wilkerson, executive consultant with Ambit Energy. I started my business back in May of 2010. Boy, it's hard to believe it's already been almost 2.5 years. Back in Rochester, New York, even though I haven't spent a whole lot of time back there lately, it definitely is a place where it was fun to see the growth start to occur. And then the growth for my business exploded when it went into New Jersey. Over that period of time, we've reached over 2,000 consultants now and a little bit more than 19,000 customers, all from this incredible team that we've assembled. And because of those people, those incredible people that went out there and built their own part-time energy business, which helped support my business, I was able to win a Pure Energy Award. Just came back from the 5-star trip in Puerto Rico. What a great time we had down there. Not only just you're talking about the belief you build up in a company. Well, it just goes through the roof when you get to spend quality time with the co-founders, Jerry Thompson Jr. and Chris Chambliss, and then of course all of the other team. I played golf. I had a great round of golf with Eric Johnstone and Daryl Starkweather and Jeff Hefke. So all those three names are little difficult ones. Why is that? Must be what they look for. But and then the Success from Home magazine, which I'm actually going to touch into in this short little overview. One of the things that I was looking at and was hearing from everybody else is saying, Dave, what is it about your business that success seemed to come so easy for you? And I'm going, well, really, it's not that it came easy. It's just that I've spent a little bit more time in the business world. So for me, I was able to sort of maximize the relationships I had already developed over 30 plus years in business. But one of the things that I'm going to try to share with you is how important, that is for you to build a business as well. Because, when I was starting things out, I went out and looked for business owners. Out of the 8 personally sponsored people I brought in, 8 of those are business owners. And I strategically did that because I knew that they understood all the little ins and outs of what it takes and what it requires to build a business. And we're going to go into that in some detail here. Because one of the first things that I loved about dealing with someone who owns a business, they don't stress out over that $429. They definitely don't worry about that $25 a month to operate their entire energy business. It's fun. When I was talking with my great friend, Tom and Annie Diadone, Tom was telling me about what it cost overhead to run his 3 different companies. And I know that, when we talk about this whole $25 a month to operate it, and he says, Dave, I figured it all out. And we spend almost $18,000 per day just to break even, just to cover their cost. Has nothing to do with making profit. That's just to cover their cost. So imagine when I go to someone like him and say, hey, $25 a month, you can operate every single thing that is necessary to run your entire business. You can leave without a briefcase. You can leave without files. You just go and it's all done through the internet. And you've got a complete support staff down at Ambit Energy that will provide and answer any questions you have for you or for your team. And that can be done for a whole $25 a month or like the $429. Imagine if you're able to start a business. Again, I'm going to use Tom as a brave example because I'm going to talk about him right here. When he built Florentine Gardens, he paid a little bit more than $500,000 for it. And it was an old VFW hall at that time. It wasn't anything spectacular. It definitely wasn't the place you see here. I always say he built it brick by brick because he lived there. Essentially, he didn't do anything else except put his effort and time into building Florentine Gardens. And it was close to 8 years later that he was able to pull the first paycheck out of the business. So think about that. A business owner is willing to invest not only initial capital up front, but they also understand that it's going to be a while before they can pull out a cash flow. Okay, because they're not afraid of hard work or calculated risk. A business owner also understands return on investment, and he isn't afraid to hear someone say no. Return on investment. Imagine if you started a traditional business and your first 20 customers that came through the door covered all of your costs and generated and created free energy for you. Imagine that. That's what Ambit does provide. Like this company right here is Bradley Flooring. Again, he has support staff. He's got overhead. He knows what the cost is just to operate that entire business. How many floors do you think they need to sell just to cover their basic costs? Forget the profit. Like I said, they understand return on investment. And hearing someone says no, well, that's not an issue. They hear no all day long, and they still keep moving ahead because they know that after so many no's, they're going to get someone saying, yes, in this case, I need to have a new floor put in. A successful business owner, they carry a lot of influence in their local market. Again, I'm a big proponent, a huge advocate of the golf industry because, golf, through golf courses, through charities, through people like what this company's done here, over $3 billion a year annually is provided to charities. So a local business owner, they tend to support these golf charity events, and because they also have a lot of influence in that local market, they know everybody. A business owner understands how to maximize use of their time. They've had to. They're wearing a lot of different hats. In this case, the guy with the bakery, I'm sure he's doing the accounting. I'm sure he's opening the doors. Sure, he's cleaning up, sweeping, everything. They've learned how to leverage their time already. Think about that. If you've got somebody who already understands how to do all of that, isn't that a little bit easier to explain to them how they can dovetail in a few hours a week for an Ambit Energy business? It's also the easiest system ever for them to duplicate over and over again. If you look at the successful franchises out there, and we have a lot of franchise owners, but if you look at them, they're all built around the system. There's nothing different between a traditional business that's system-driven and Ambit, which is system-driven. It enables them to successfully duplicate it over and over. The big difference that with Ambit versus a traditional franchise business is that for them to open up another location, they may have another $500,000 investment to make. They have all the perils of starting a brand new business. Even though they have a franchise system behind them, they have a lot of risk. With Ambit, every time someone new comes in, essentially you're opening up a new location. And you're doing it. The funny thing is they're actually paying you when that occurs instead of you paying out. They're tired of being tired. They want the freedom, potential to transfer, will, or sell their traditional business. But in this economy, it's not a guarantee their business will survive a decade necessary to have a saleable business. I can speak firsthand for that. You go out there and you build a company, typically you go through that growth period, where you've done things right, you've invested all the time and money, you've got incredible employees, and next thing you know, something happens. You have a huge event like we had with 9/11. I work a lot, again, with golf courses, and when 9/11 happened, boy, I tell you, that whole industry, it took a huge hit. And there's a lot of golf courses that closed down, a lot of mom and pop owners that had for years had made money in the course and were hoping to sell it. They were looking to be able to retire and sell it. They found that they weren't able to, even though a brief year before, everything was highly valued. A business owner, they can multitask. They understand the power of taking care of their customers. That's essentially what we do, right? We come into Ambit. We look at getting a handful of customers. We take great care of those customers, and we do that over and over. But we're doing a lot of different things. The nice thing is that the system in place from Ambit Energy provides all those different arms you see on this slide, all those different arms. We don't worry about that because ours is pretty simple. We just help people save some money in their energy bill, and we help other people make some money when people are saving some money on their energy bill. And a business owner wants to earn free energy at their business and home, and they want to help their key customers save as well. Again, you've got to look at this differently. When I go and talk to a business owner, I know that worst case, I'm going to get them as a customer. Why? Because I can show them return on investment. I can show them that they have such a great center of influence, it will be easy for them to attract 15 customers. But, then again, if it's that easy to attract those 15 customers, I can then show them why, with that return on investment, why they need to be in the business. In a lot of cases, I'm pretty straightforward with people. I say, what, I can't bring you in just as a customer because, it's just not right. As a business owner myself, I know that this is viable for you. I know that this is one of those no-brainer things that come around, once in a lifetime. And I know that it's easy for you to dovetail this in with your existing business model without diluting your efforts or diluting the growth that you're trying to do with your traditional business. So they see that, and that's what you just share with them a little bit more. And here's what I'm going to share with you. This is my Success from Home magazine. I was really honored to have it. I was also honored to have this great group of leaders on the cover with myself, and with Ray Monty, of course, being the key there in the yellow jacket. That means he made $1 million. Well, he should have 3 of those jackets. I think he's climbing up on his 4th one now. So it won't be long before he has that purple jacket of $5 million. But let's just talk about this, okay? Because again, here's Annie and Tom Diadone. They own 3 traditional businesses. They never have been in network marketing before. They're extraordinarily successful. They have over 500 consultants on their team already. dedicated, focused. They just know what they're doing. That's the quality type of people I like to have. And here's Dr. Ralph Napoli. Just because someone is a professional doesn't mean they're not a business owner. He has a practice. And when you have a practice, it's running a traditional service business. So he has all the perils, all the risk, all the insurance, all the things that he has to deal with, all the different hats he has to wear in addition to being a surgeon. So Dr. Ralph Napoli, I love the fact that it's a business owner. And here is our very own Ray Monty. Ray was a ticket broker. Ray has done entrepreneurial type businesses his whole life. He got attracted to network marketing years back because of the success or the potential success upside of being able to leverage other people based on the effort and time you put into it. I think he's proven that works. Here's Dave Lipinczyk. I was talking about these franchise owners. Well, Dave, not only does he work for the correction department up in upstate New York, but he also is a Subway franchise owner, a business owner. And then we go to myself. I've had multiple businesses. Again, the golf industry is where I've excelled the most. But before that, I was in the printed circuit board industry, did over $100 million in sales. We had an incredible company that we built. Again, traditional businesses, I understand all the overhead issues, all the risk factors, the insurance, everything that goes in regulations. So I really understood how easy this business was compared to that traditional business. Then this is the personal sponsor, the one who shared the business with me. And why did he share it with me? Well, because we've been in business together. When we started the golf business back in 2001, Rob joined me on a part-time basis, and he came full-time with me the few years prior to us coming into Ambit Energy. So again, a business owner, web development, web design, graphic arts, self-employed. He's a guy that understands and can wear many different hats. And then there's Dr. Ariane Barbenyashay. People say, well, he's a surgeon. Again, just like Dr. Ralph Napoli, yes, they're a surgeon, okay? They're a professional, but also they're investors. They also own restaurants called Benzie Restaurants. They own multiple real estate properties. They're big business owners, so that's why I just wanted to share with everybody to say my whole success was built up of business owners, so when you're talking to someone who's a traditional job seeker, someone who goes, standard job, goes in from 8 to 4 or 9 to 5 or whatever those hours are. I haven't had a traditional job pretty much my whole life. But the mindset is a little bit different. Again, it's not saying that that's not a good way for someone to take care of their family. It's just saying that even if you're a traditional job holder, go look for a business owner. Go look for a person that you're willing to part with some of the money you've earned to provide or to buy a service or a product from them. And, quite frankly, it's okay to expect them to say, sure, I'll take a look. All you're doing is asking them to take a look at this. And if you look at them and you look at the information I provided here just a few minutes back, you'll see that a business owner really needs to look at this, and they probably will be a little less hesitant than someone who's never taken any risk, never understood the dynamics of starting your own business. It might be an easier route for you to go. And again, for me, I just love dealing with those people that are risk takers. And I also enjoy the benefits of what's happened by hanging around with all those risk takers. The slide you see here was all taken at the 5-star trip in Puerto Rico. Boy, did we have an incredible time. Why? Because we reward ourselves for a lot of, strong work ethic and a lot of work behavior. And this was all done in most cases, at least for my team, it was probably 80% from business owners. So with that being said, go out there and support your local businesses. You want to make sure that they know who you are. If you have to, go introduce yourself. Go in and say, you know what, I've been bringing my dry cleaning to see you for the last 8 years, and we've never really chatted. I just wanted to say hello. I wanted to thank you. The reason I kept coming back to you is I value the service you provide. I value the way you took good care of me as a customer. By the way, I'd like you to take a look at something. And whether you have one of our Success from Home magazines, you hand it to them and say, these are all other business owners that are in Ambit Energy. And I really believe that in about 20 minutes, you'll either determine this is a great thing, or you'll understand the value of saving money, earning free energy, and be my customer, just like I have been your customer for 8 to 10 years. So again, with that being said, everybody, my name is Dave Wilkerson, Executive Consultant. Also, feel free to go to fluidleading.com. I have this up there. I'm going to have some additional information we provide on a weekly basis. But outside of that, don't hesitate. Go ahead and go talk to your local business owner, because truthfully, I believe that that's the fastest and easiest route to have massive success with your Ambit Energy business. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk soon.